And yet another example of why the right, quote unquote, loses the culture war every single time. Got a story here from BuyingInTheComics.com. Milo Yiannopoulos explains how Disney's Mary Poppins promotes witchcraft and the occult. First off, he was on Tim Pool's live stream the other day. First off, I was surprised Milo was still around. Like, what? Where the fuck have you been, dude? You were, he was like the hot thing. I think 6 years ago or something like that. But it's like I ain't seen fucking hide nor hair of you. Now he seemed out of it on the live stream. That's neither here nor there. I don't know if it had anything to do with it. He just kept going on and on about how great Trump was and all this kind of stuff. That's people are entitled to their opinion. But basically, Disney's Mary Poppins promotes witchcraft and the occult. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? And he goes on, and I'll link this in the description box if you guys want to read it for yourself. Or, they link to the live stream here. Honestly, it takes Milo forever to make his point about anything. So I wouldn't recommend watching it myself, to be quite honest. I'd rather, you'd be better off probably just reading the fucking transcription of it. But anyway, here's what he says. All around, he's got this pampered, prideful mess of a wife who can't be bothered to be a mother and is churning through nannies instead because she's got her whatever. Like, that's really great. But anyway, whatever. There's this witch that descends from the sky and gives the kids psychedelic drugs, I guess. And she kind of wears a thin veneer of rules and manners. But really, she preaches chaos and she undermines. There's stuff in the movie that is done on purpose. And Feed the Birds, she has the audacity to claim knowledge of what the saints think about airborne rodents pooping on cathedrals, damaging the architecture. Like, you just, to me, this is just like a fucking hipster guy trying to sound smarter than he actually is, and just trying to throw around big words and try to talk all esoteric and all this kind of shit and stuff. And it's like, dude, you sound like a fucking fool, to be quite honest. It's like, this is exactly why, like I said, this is why the right loses the culture war every goddamn time. Whether it's Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, or Andrew Klavan, or whoever the hell else, talking about, people that smoke marijuana are psychotic, they're dangerous, they're this, they're that. We got to make all our laws and stuff based around religion and all this kind of shit. Like, fuck all that stuff, dude. What are you talking about? Or they'll sit there and they'll say, well, in order to have morality, you have to have religion, which is complete nonsense. That's complete bullshit. You don't have to have Christianity, which is what they're talking about, in order to be a moral person. That's absolute nonsense. And he goes on and on and on about this. Like I said, you could read this for yourself. I'll link it in the description box if you really want. But to be quite honest, you're better off not even knowing this fucking shit happened. It's just one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, we just had the midterms here in the United States, and everything was set up for the red wave. It should have been. Biden has done historically unpopular things. Inflation's out of control. Gas prices are, sky high. Food prices are, sky high. All this stuff. He's making just constant bungles or gaffes or whatever. I mean, just on and on and on. And whether you like the guy or not, it's like things were set up to be, hey, the Republicans should sweep it into power, and they fucked it up because they put so much emphasis on abortion and stuff and all this everything. It's like they've done polls. Most people in this country are in favor of abortion. Now, of course, that's one of those topics where you're like, there's a lot of nuance to it. Because do you mean with restrictions? That's what most people, are in agreement with. That they'll sit there and they'll say, okay, well, it's got to be, it can't be after 13 weeks or 15 weeks or something like the 16 or whatever. It can't be full term. It can't be this, can't be whatever it is. But no, they got to go hardcore on it. And we outlaw it, no restriction or no exceptions, and everything. And you guys just fucked everything up. The Republicans. It's said that the Democrats are going to hold on to the Senate, and the Republicans should get control in the House. It should have been both. They should have gone sweeping into power. It's like, what the fuck? Not that they would have done anything with that power anyway, but whatever. But it's like, it's just this kind of fucking bullshit, this pablum that guys like Milo and so on and so forth, they talk about, they want to try to sound like they're smarter than they actually are. And it's like, are you seriously going to sit there, You seriously gonna sit there and try to say that Mary Poppins glorifies and promotes witchcraft and all that kind of stuff? It's like, what? It's a fucking kids movie, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is the kind of stuff you sound like a crazy person. I don't get why these guys do this kind of shit. But it's like they can't help themselves. It's like they just gotta fumble away whatever advantage they have, and it makes you throw your arms up and say, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" But anyway, he goes on. Like, there's a part here. He's talking about you don't feed pigeons in London. They're rats with wings. That's what we call them. This lullaby to send people to sleep is about encouraging the vermin that has destroyed the architecture of London. Because he says, she's praising, pigeons, basically, according to that. This kind of stuff, and I can, give more examples and everything. You go watch the video if you really want. Make your own mind up. It's just fucking ridiculous. And Tim kind of pushed back a little bit on some of the stuff, but I don't know, it's just absurd. It was just fucking stupid. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up here. I've already gone 6 minutes. This is just one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to these political commentator guys and stuff, is that they try to force their own beliefs on everybody. But yet they'll be the first to turn around and complain about when the left, quote unquote, does it. But yet they want to do the exact same thing. And then they sound crazy on top of it. It's just stupid, But anyway, like I said, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.